Good morning, pregame crew. It is Thursday, October 20th, 2022, 8:22 a.m. Eastern, 6:22 a.m. Mountain Time. Welcome to the pregame show. Thank you for being here. This is a show where I go over indices, commodities, crypto, movers, and shakers of the day, and I'll officially get started in 7 minutes. When this clock down here says approximately 6:30, so if you're tuning in later in the day and you want to fast forward to that point, I would understand. I wouldn't blame you. But between now and then, I am going to go over some charts and technical analysis, do a couple chart requests, so maybe you could pick up a tidbit or two. So just hang around, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notify button, just hit a button. Good morning. Audio visual check, please. Good morning, Ken. I can. Hey, Greg. Hey, Rachel, Andre, Chris, Lars. What a cool name. Hey, Lisa, Casey, Andre, Matthew, Sam, Eric, Luciano. Good morning. Hey, Basque. I can, Rachel. I will try ER. You're the third request, so I'll try to get to it before 6:30. Wakey, wakey, Mal. Hey, Ivan. Amir, I will try. I think I can do that. Mary, Adam, Rob. Perfect. Thanks, Rob. Hey, Damien, Mike, Josh, Roger, Morgan. Hey, Roger, thank you. So just remember today, here's my tidbit to start off your day. We don't know what other people are going through, so just be nice. I see somebody missing this morning, and I think I know why they're missing. It's a health issue in their family. And when you know that, it just makes me, it's the reality of what everyone is going through behind closed doors. So just be nice out there today. Okay. Vroom, vroom. Let's go. All aboard the pregame crazy train. Let's look at MULN for Ken. Ken, this name had news. They bought an electric car company in Indiana that has the capacity to build 50,000 electric cars per year, and it's supposed to position them better in the space. They got to pop off this news, but let's just be real. This company, when you see a chart like this, the prior price was $1,225. That wasn't the actual price. They've had a lot of splits, and which means lots of dilution. So this company could be promising, and it could do very big things, and it could also dilute again. It could just get price up to like $1 and then do another dilution. So just be careful. Aggressive bulls are waiting for, well, I should say a more conservative bull is waiting for closer entry to 35 cents. I would consider myself a conservative trader on approaching this name, and my approach would be nothing. I wouldn't trade this name. This is just a way to get stuck in a halt, an offering, and you could also scalp it, you ninjas, and have fun with 5-minute tightening patterns. Get after it. So your resistance is 43 cents, 44, and 48 cents. TCG, we do have some scalp traders that like to trade penny stocks. They like to trade Momo names, momentum names. Overall, it's not primarily what we do. We don't pump names. We don't do the whole Twitter furu thing where we try to get where we buy ahead of time and pump it. We just avoid potential traps like this. And I'm trying to say it politically correct. LAZR. I think it's Rachel who wants this. We have enough room for a daily higher low compared to 645. You have resistance at 782. Weekly downtrend has earnings in a couple weeks. Be careful. So these EV names, this is related to EV, right? We have to be careful. Tesla's bearish report could negatively impact other EV names. On the 4-hour, this could be a bear flag. You have support at 677, and your intraday resistance from yesterday is 690. We're through that. So your next resistance 719. So a super aggressive bull is looking to buy against 677, and a super aggressive bear is looking to top fish against $7 psychological and then 719. XLRE. I'll get started in 3 minutes with the indices. Chris, no. I would rather walk on glass than listen to an earnings call. Now remember, my bachelor's and my master's degree is in business administration, so I love all things financial. However, from a trading perspective, I think it could cloud your perspective. Now, from an investing perspective, sure, jump on those calls and listen and see what the cash on hand is. What's happening with guidance? What's their EBITDA? Go through all of that. But for me as a trader, I think it just clouds my focus. Price action tells me everything I need to know. Tuscaloosa, come on now. Y'all got rolled Saturday. I'm so sorry. So sorry, Tennessee. What a crazy game. Okay, so XLRE. I'm just going to look at XLRE and ER. You can apply what you need to for what you're looking at with the inverse ETF. You have enough room for a higher low against 33.13. Pretty bearish candle forming on the weekly there. 4 hour is bouncing. I'd be careful. Oof. I would look to short it around 35.27. Otherwise, down here, I think this bounce is getting it's getting mature. So I don't even know what I'm saying. Really trying to think through this one, ER, because I know you trade this a lot. An aggressive bear is looking to top fish 35.27. An aggressive bull is looking to bottom fish 34.40. Right here, right now. On the longer term, this chart is in a downtrend. You're welcome, Chris and Jessica Ron. Neo. All right, Neo looks like a potential bear flag. So the Hang Seng was down 1.4%. So we have that overhang on Neo, and also Tesla had a bearish reaction to earnings. Both of those things could impact Neo, and this looks like a 4 hour bear flag. So caution, caution. We lost at 11.67. We have this gap down here at 9.40. Y'all see that little orange triangle right there? Right there, where the little pointer hand finger thingy is. I have an alert set for when if this gap gets filled. And for me, looking at this chart, it just looks like it's a magnet, and that's where price is headed. I can't, of course, be certain of that, but I would feel more comfortable shorting Neo today versus going long. One more, there's Christian, you touch a different time frame now, smaller time frames resets the other one. Amir, we have a graphic that shows that, and it'll show that for a 4 hour trend change, excuse me, oops. If you're scouting a 4 hour higher low, you wait for a 15-minute trend change, and it likely means that the 4 hour higher low is set. So we have a graphic that's for our members. It's in our room. If you're a member, you can ask him beginner questions in our community. And beginner questions are here. You could ask and someone will point you to that graphic if you need it right now. All right. Hey, Daniel, you're so kind. That's sweet, Mel. All right, let's get started. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. This is who I am, Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. And what I do here every day is I go over indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day. If you could give me a follow on Twitter, I would greatly appreciate it, at Chart Gal Lori. If you could check us out at chartguys.com, see what we're about. We have a monthly membership, we have an annual membership, and we're not very pushy. Actually, I have worked in business for 25 years, and I think that it's literally the weakest part of our company is our sales, because we just feel like our competence sells and we don't have to sell, and we give away a ton of free stuff like this, the pregame show. And I'm going to give away something else today, notes. So once a week I show you my notes. This is what I copy and paste for pregame for the TCG members when I'm done, so they can slice and dice the data as they see fit. Let's get started with ES. If you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the video description to receive a PDF explanation as to what all of these colors are on Lori's chart. I guess I need to start with my notes. Hang Seng is down 1.4%, and DAX, the last time I checked, was down 0.7%. Just because Tesla is bearish looks like we had a quick bearish reaction to, or a little bump on jobless claims, but that's the every Thursday data. It's not as market moving. So Hang Seng was down, DAX is down. And remember yesterday I said just because Netflix is bullish doesn't mean the market is bullish. I'm actually taking the opposite stance today. Just because Tesla is bearish, it doesn't mean the market will be bearish. I see a lot of signs pointing to potential bullishness, and I, for one, will be positioned for daily higher lows or a daily higher low attempts on all of our names. That's what I'll be looking at. I'll be focusing on the indices. So Apple hourly, super tight, very, very, very important chart today. I'm watching ZB and TLT for any type of bottoming. I have this tiny, tiny little group of traders in TCG that we talk like maybe once every 3 months when we see a stellar setup, and we will call it out. And I will call it out to you, of course, as well. It's not like it's a secret. I am watching TLT for my next big swing, and we'll talk about it today. It's not ready. It's showing no signs of being ready to the long side. I think that we have a chance to get a 10 to 20% bounce on TLT, and I want to be positioned for it, and I'm going to set alerts. I don't want to miss it. Daily EQ tightens on dollar, the plot thickens, and US 10-year market bulls are hoping for an hourly lower high. For all of these reasons listed, that's why I'm looking slightly bullish today, because it looks like the dollar's taking a breather here. All right, let's go look at the charts. Now I'm going to put my notes off to the other screen so I can just kind of follow along in case I get lost a little bit. All right. I'm going to take those off. I just had those there because they were a request. All right, ES. ES is bumping up against what? You guessed it, the Great Wall of Louisiana, which is what I affectionately call the hourly 50 MA. Adding the hourly 50 MA to my charts changed my trading. Why would I use it? I want the moving averages and exponential moving averages that algos use. Where are they responsive? Where are they sensitive? And they are sensitive to the 50 MA. It is a long used indicator. They are sensitive to the 8 and 21 EMA. Those numbers are part of the Fibonacci math series, and you can watch price is very sensitive. Look at that, to the tick right there, to the 21 EMA. Very sensitive to it. So that's why I use the hourly. That's why I use the 50 MA. It's important to me on the daily and the hourly for sure. And right now we're bumping up against it. So what I see as the trade setup of the day, that I have a somewhat high conviction, and I say somewhat because I want to always clarify, preface. It's kind of like I have to be a politician. Because why do I have to be a politician and constantly frame things at if-then scenarios? Because I don't know who's on the other side of the computer. I don't know. Like, is Buffett, does he have a trigger finger to sell today? If so, I can come here with all the evidence in the world to convict the bears of extreme bearishness today, and we could, no matter what, we could still go down if Buffett's on the other side. So my small bull thesis could be overrun by one click of a mouse by Munger or Buffett. So we go in accepting all of these potential outcomes, and we just move ahead with the data we have. We're pulling it back pretty hard here. What was the jobless claims? I want to know. 1 second, let me look it up. Have it there. Oh, Truss is going to resign. Yep. That in there. Oh, thank you, Jason. He already put it in there. Okay, so that's why we're pulling back pretty hard. Now, this could be digested. So the algos are responding, but this could be digested bearishly. And then once everyone kind of figures out, maybe this is better for Great Britain. I have no clue. No clue. I don't want to weigh in on politics, but it could be digested bullishly later in the day. But right now it is bringing some volatility. I would say that's why we have the volatility, not because of jobless claims. Yeah, we have a small spike in VIX as well. Okay, so ES. So the question is, this is a perfect example of this. Here's the question. Did price, i.e. the hourly 50 MA, precede news? Or did news precede price? Did that news cause that sell-off, or did the hourly 50 MA resistance overhead and just overall odds favoring a 4-hour lower high? Is that's what's causing this pullback? And chicken and an egg. And you can have people argue on both sides. And that's why I just stick to price action. It keeps my little bitty brain, just keeps everything organized. So we're holding the hourly EMAs on this pullback. Your next support is 36.80. Nasdaq. Okay, Nasdaq, we ran into the hourly 50 MA, and now we're creating a bearish engulfing candle. This candle has 22 minutes left until it closes. So, man, I'm having some epiphanies today. I don't know if it's going to be trash or what, but it's happening. Y'all see this outside candle and what that sets up for? Candle's pretty. So we had the spike, and then we're pulling in on trust resigning on this volatile news, and we've created this bearish engulfing candle. That can set up for broadening formations later in the day. And what that means is we could bounce, we could go to a lower low, and still find some semblance of support here. So just watch for these outsized moves to potentially set up broadening formations into the open. And that's probably the best sentence I'm going to give you today. That what just happened and what it's setting the stage for, and just creating these time frames. And what I do here, and what I do here every day, and I do all day in my own personal trading and helping the room, is I use the left side of the chart to help determine what is the more likely scenario for this Taylor Swift blank space, the black area to the right. I can only make money over here. I can't make money over here. That's already happened. So what data can I glean from over here to set up the more likely scenario, up or down, and then make my trades based on that thesis using this data to the left side? I think it's so important to recognize what we're doing with all of this data. It's not just analyze just to analyze. We're trying to figure out what is happening over here. What are the probabilities? So if the probabilities are 67% to the upside, then I want to place a trade aiming for up here. If it's 67% aiming for the downside, I'm going to place a trade over here. And I didn't realize that till probably 3 or 4 years into trading that, oh, that's why I'm collecting all of this data, is to try to construct this right side that hasn't even happened yet. I know the blank space, it gets me every time. All right. Hugh, I don't know what kind of links you're looking for. If you could clarify your question. We have people in the room. I see MG. Well, yeah, I'm too honest, MG, and I can't be filtered. So, okay, let's go back. Stay on track, Lori. Okay, your resistance is the high of this move, 11219, and your support, 11100. Remember, 15-minute broadening formations could be underway if we were to find some type of bounce out of this pullback, because we have these hourly outside bars that have formed. RTY, your resistance to high of this move, 1745, support 1721. And let me say this. Apple is way more important than trust resigning. Now, I understand I'm not a Great Britain citizen, and I'm not talking about what it translates to, how it impacts your life. I'm just saying what happens with the Apple chart, in my opinion, would have much greater impact to the market than trust resigning. Apple is greater than trust resigning. Apple is greater than IWM. Apple is greater than Tesla earnings reaction. Oh, statement. Bigger, but anyway, Apple is super important. So I started out this show with saying Apple has this tightening pattern, and it's the most important chart of the day for me. Y'all see that? We just had a bearish reaction, and look at Apple. That was kind of messed up there, just fixed. Y'all see that tightening range? Look at this squeeze. Look at the 4 hour holding 50 RSI. 4 hour holding 50 RSI has me looking bullish on Apple. And I'm putting the number in here. Is the Jackie Robinson number 42? I don't know. I haven't seen that movie, but it makes me think of it. It seems like I'm quoting 42 a lot on Apple. So if we were to break yesterday's support of 142.17 and hit 142 without a lot of follow through, I would be looking long Apple with a high conviction trade setup. And I don't think you'll find another pregame show that goes to this great a detail on names, especially Apple. This is my Queen of the Mountain trade setup. And a lot of people come here just to listen to me talk about Apple. And now I'm not saying I'm accurate 100, 90, 80. I'm not even saying maybe 67% of the time I'm accurate on Apple. But it is enough. This tightening range, this compression. Why do we care about these squeezes? This is where price is building this pressure. You're welcome, ER. Slow Devil, you owe me. Yep, Jackie's 42. All right, that's what I thought. Slow Devil, you owe me a kitten, but I want you to mail it to Simone. She loves cats, and I'm allergic to them. So I think you owe me a little kitten over that SMH and NVIDIA call yesterday. I'm just picking with you, friend. I love having fun with people in here that I've gotten to know and feel like they are friends and family. So on Apple, this tightening chart is everything. 142.17 is important. The low of yesterday was 141.50. Do y'all see this down here? So we could reach 142 and head all the way to 141.50. Yesterday we had a daily inside bar. We're opening up right smack dab in the middle of that range. So all the way down to 141.50 keeps the daily support intact, yesterday's low. All right. But I want it to be more bullish than bearish. That's why I'm not giving it to 141.50. I want it to stop at 142. 142.17 is even better. Melissa, you're sweet. Very, very sweet. Hey, Tammy. Tammy, I love it when you laugh, and I hate it when that bot blocks you. All right, Denzi will be live in 15 minutes, so I need to get the show back on track. So RTY, did I give you those levels? Yes. YM, resistance is the high of the move, 30682. Support, 30357. VIX, we have this tightening range. Here on the 4 hour, we did get a little green spike on VIX with that news, but we have not we have not broken 3190 or 3193 double top, so we have a tightening range here. We have a tightening range here on VIX. We're trapped below the 50 RSI on the 4 hour. You see that? 4 hour. The more I say hour, my language, it just keeps getting worse and worse. It's like, this is not a hard word to say, Lori. The cat was in the middle. Slow Devil, your game, your rules, right? So VIX is tightening here. We're getting a little spike, but I would not say that this is bullish. We're still in an hourly downtrend. 3132 is your resistance. Okay, US 10-year getting a little pop off that bearish news as well. We're changing the 15-minute trend. Can we take out 418? Let me set an alert. This will be important today. And then dollar's getting a bounce off of that. The dollar's still in this downtrend. So on the next bounce, we're expecting an hourly lower high compared to 112.953. You have support here at 112.298. I would love a good dollar bounce, and then you could top fish the dollar or bottom fish the market if we can set that lower high. Mention Hang Seng. And then DAX is now green. DAX liked that news that Truss resigned. Okay, Bitcoin. Get back to my notes. Daily EMAs overhead, hourly uptrend running into the 50 EMA overhead. So this 4 hour chart looks like a bear flag to me. And then when you zoom in on the details, you see this rising wedge type formation where we're getting these higher highs without a lot of follow through. So we're running into the Great Wall of Louisiana, i.e. the hourly 50 MA, and rejecting. We have enough room for a higher low compared to 19145 Ethereum. Ethereum, same thing. It looks like a 4-hour bear flag running into the EMAs overhead. We had this higher high without follow through, higher high without follow through, gives that rising wedge look, which lends itself to that potential 4-hour bear flag. We have enough room for a higher low compared to 1288 on Ethereum. This is what it looks like for crypto. It's 3 steps forward, and then they'll take 4 steps back. It's like, oh, we're making headway, 3 steps forward, and it's like, nope, we're going to take 4 back. It's like they can't get traction going. So, and there will be a point sometime where they really put pressure on the bears and they can really get that pop, but they're just really, they keep giving back every nice move. Like, they can't have nice things. This is why we can't have nice things. Okay, gold got a nice bounce this morning. I wouldn't say we've necessarily made enough room for a 4-hour higher low. It's possible. We are in an hourly uptrend. You have support at 1631.60, 1626. Resistance to high of this morning's move, 1644. And we ran into, you guessed it, hourly 50 MA. So we have enough room for a higher low compared to 1631. Chris, anything can happen. That's why Twitter is not at 5420. Anything can happen. The courts could say, no, you can't buy it. Or he could have a lender fall through. You know, they could not agree to the terms. What if he says all of the executive team is fired? And Twitter's like, no, we want our COO to stay and our chief marketing officer to stay. And then they can't come to terms. There's too many variables to assume that it's a shoe-in. So that's why it's not at 5420. And the time value of money. Think about it, Chris. If he is looking to buy Twitter here at 5420, and when is the deal supposed to be closed? If I'm remembering correctly, it's April. Over here. So between now, where we are, and April, it's at $52. Okay, so we are what? 5% short of the 5420. Let's pretend like this is 5420 over here. And we're 5% short from where price is now. So I can buy Twitter at 52.25 and assume I'll get 54.20 by April. Or I could invest in an I bond and get 9% plus APR. Time value of money. Interest rates are too high now to just park your money in Twitter assuming you're going to get the 54.20. So now this is some, I don't know, I wouldn't call it high level, but this is just stuff that as traders we don't always think about. But this basically means any buyout, if someone's going to get bought out at $100 and they're going to close the deal in the future, and right now price is 95, I mean, for $5, are you going to park your money there? Or you can go so many other places and get higher interest. So time value of money is impacting stocks that are in a holding pattern that have a set price in the future that will more likely happen, but that's why it's not at $54. You're welcome, John. You are so kind to me. Okay, let me go back. I have 9 minutes to wrap this up and land the plane. Oil, I am bearish oil here. Oil had a beautiful bounce, and if you're TCG, actually I told you yesterday too, not just for TCG members. I said I was looking for the weekly higher low to be set. Man, why? TradingView and I are just going to fight today, okay? It's on. Battle is on. Lines have been drawn. I was looking for the weekly higher low yesterday compared to 76.25, and I put in TCG room yesterday at 3:30 a.m. Hey guys, it's time. This is where bulls are scouting for the weekly higher low. And it happened. We have this nice move up. And actually, Tuesday during the midday show, I said I would look to bottom fish this 81.30. Anyway, I would look to buy a pullback, but I think up here, it's just getting kind of frothy with this 4-hour 50 MA overhead. 87.12, we couldn't get through it on the first try. 86.50, And then bulls will be looking to buy that pullback of that 4-hour higher low, looking for that weekly higher low. Nat gas. Wow. Okay, so my epiphany this morning on nat gas. CGS, while exactly. So nat gas, this is what I'm looking at. And I put it in my notes. TCG members, you'll see it. If we were to get a lower low without a lot of follow through, that would set up for a weekly megaphone on nat gas. So I'm looking for that, a potential megaphone on nat gas. I'm not saying we're going to lose 5325. We're getting close. We're getting super close. And we have inventory today at 10:30. So what I'm saying is I would love to buy, this is going to sound crazy, a bear break of nat gas that doesn't get a ton of follow through. I'd like to buy that. Apple, I went over. Simone, yep, you won the kitten. Yes. Slow Devil, please direct message Simone and tell her how she can claim her prize. So I'm looking for a pullback buy to 142 on Apple, below 141.50. The idea is busted. Amazon. Okay. So I call a pattern trampoline pattern. This is what I call the trampoline pattern. It's a standard ABCD breakout. And if you have an hourly bull flag, so a bull flag on a higher time frame, and you zoom in to the 15-minute, often you'll see a pattern like this. Or even this B could actually, the C could break the B level, not get a lot of follow through, and zoom higher. And I like this curvedness. And this is what I call the trampoline because it's powerful. And I see it on NVIDIA. And I see it on Amazon. I'm not saying this is, and Amazon just got some bad news this morning from Britain, so it may not work. But I like a bottom fish buy of Amazon and NVIDIA. NVIDIA, I didn't mark those levels up, but there you go. So the light gray areas, if I don't call out the numbers, you can just screenshot this and you'll get all the supports and resistances. Now I need to mark another resistance on Amazon. It went through 115.73. Okay, Tesla. Oh, I have to go to my notes for this one because I was really trying to think through this. Potential hourly bear flag. It won't get much follow through without market bearishness. So right now, this looks like a bear flag, but I would be very careful shorting it if the market is bouncing. And it'll be interesting to see how we digest this news that Truss is resigning. I can't ignore your question. On the daily, I don't see an inverse head and shoulders. On the 4-hour, if I hold my hand over one eye and close the other, I could possibly see this, but it's rough. Rough. LMT, we're going to recycle this trade idea from yesterday because we never got the 5-minute oversold. We didn't get it. So I'm looking for first 5-minute oversold. You see my alert? It's still there. I'm waiting for it. So I'm looking for a potential long on Lockheed Martin on first 5-minute oversold. Oxy, potential bull trade setup on pullback. Let's look at XLE, and you'll see why I'm doing this. Look at XLE. It's already broken over this resistance 83.71. I guess it double topped here, though. I didn't make note of that. You could look to top fish 85.18 on XLE. That may be a good trade. And if that trade works, then the Oxy long won't work. Does that make sense? So Oxy couldn't get over 69.40, and XLE got over its daily resistance of 83.70, so I was looking for a laggard trade on Oxy. This idea may work, so I would wait for a pullback buy against 67.43. RCL, did any of you get that short yesterday? That was just an amazing short, really beautiful against 49.12. If you were here, that chart worked out beautifully. So I'm looking for a recycled trade on RCL, but yesterday's did work, and I'm looking for it to work again against $48. Any bounce, looking for a short against $48. TMF, this is the last one. Okay, this is my high risk thought process is TLT is getting the ever loving snot beat out of it. We're oversold on the daily, weekly, and monthly. We are not oversold on the quarterly. We're approaching. All right, next support is down at 8. Wait, let me go to the weekly. I think I saw a different support on the weekly, 93.14. Yep, 93.14. So I am looking for an hourly trend change for a potential long of TMF. Let me write that out. Getting beat right now. It's just constantly getting beat. There is no sign that this idea could work yet, or that TLT is bottoming. No sign of it yet. Put it up here so you can see it. I want it just in the black. Hourly trend change to bulls for a potential long of TMF or ZB. I would add a scale on a 4-hour trend change, and I would add the final scale on a daily trend change. TMF is 3 times leverage, TLT high risk, and of course ZB is futures for bonds, and that is also high risk. But let me tell you, there's no sign of bulls stepping in at all. So I must wait. I must wait for this trade idea to work, and I'm just looking for an oversold bounce. Okay, there goes the US 10-year. We're approaching 418, so we could get some more bearishness today with this trust news. Again, that just shows that anything can happen in the market. I had a bull thesis when I started the show, and everything has changed and been turned on its head with trust, resignation, and then bearishness entering the market, and our inability to get over the hourly 50 MA. But I stand behind, I stand behind what I said from the beginning. How this chart resolves will give us our most likely direction for the day and the rest of the week, i.e. tomorrow. All right, y'all hit that like button. What's going on with oil? Pulling up for me. All right, that's it for me. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Give me a follow on Twitter at ChartGalLori. Be careful out there with these headlines. Don't get hit too hard. Use stop losses and don't be pig-headed in general. All right, have a great day.